Slinger brings him down. Chickett got forced out right away. Good pressure. He stepped up and then got past the second man. And once that turned down, his vision just turned to running the football and avoiding the sack.
And the Pantelis brothers are back. Taken by Chris Pantelis at the 35. Some running room. And Upper St. Clair is going to have good field position for its first possession of the night.
Shoemaker makes the stop. The Pantelis brothers are a big story. Chris Pantelis, David Pantelis doing the job as wide receivers, and also in the defensive backfield. David is the sophomore. Chris is the senior. They've developed quite a nice chemistry with starting quarterback senior Jason Sweeney.
Sweeney in the shotgun. On a 1st and 10 from the 47. And the pass incomplete, intended for Chris Pantelis. No score with 9:44 remaining in the first quarter.
You can't tell by looking at the video. Raining here tonight. Not supposed to be a all-night rain. There are some breaks in the precipitation coming in, but it's pretty steady for a lot of the evening. You see it on the lights here, so that could affect play on the field. Maybe affected that first pass to the far sideline attempted for Pantelis.
2nd down and 10. Out route is good. Chris Pantelis on the far side and gets the first down, gets the ball into Bethel Park territory to the Blackhawks' 41-yard line.
This is Javon Lewis on the coverage, and almost the same pattern. A little 5-yard out route to the far sideline, and Lewis overplayed and fell down right at midfield. And Pantelis is able to grab that, Chris Pantelis, and move forward to the Bethel Park 41 and the first down of this contest.
Chris is the senior. David is a sophomore. 3 wideouts right, the open side of the field. Orsini running room and gets down to about the 25-yard line. 2nd consecutive first down for Upper St. Clair.
Orsini has been the man in the backfield. You get this with that low passing game, the quick hitter on that RPO read by Sweeney, and Orsini does a nice job. Came into tonight's game, 927 yards. So Antonio Orsini, the senior, needing 73 yards to go over 1,000 on the season.
Almost 3 minutes in, no score. Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair. Orsini taking it outside and brought down from behind by Brandon Cole. That'll be a pickup of 1 to the Bethel Park 24-yard line.
Had a chance to talk to Brandon Cole a couple of weeks ago. Had the lineman's dream. He picked up a fumble with a lot of open field and scored a touchdown. That time doing more what linemen do. Cole in there, junior, 6'1", 240-pound defensive tackle, stopped Orsini after that 1-yard pickup.
2nd down and 9. Opening minutes, week 9. Final week of the regular season with the playoffs to get underway. 1 week from today, Orsini shifts to the right of Sweeney. Sweeney to pass on 2nd and 9 for Chris Pantelis. Incomplete near the goal line. And that'll be a 3rd and 9 for Upper St. Clair.
Patrizio on the coverage. Nice job, little post pattern. Trips were split out to the far side to the left of Sweeney, and the lone man to the right side was Pantelis, Chris Pantelis, and he kind of tried to force that in on the post pattern, and unfortunately for Upper St. Clair, was not intercepted. 3rd down and long for the Panthers at the Bethel Park 24.
Farah, Pantelis, and McClendon are flanked out to the left side. Sweeney, open man, but incomplete to David Pantelis, and it'll be a 4th down and 9 for Upper St. Clair.
And Pantelis got a step and got open. Number 1, number 2, he knew where the sticks were. He was behind Sean McGowan on that play. David Pantelis, the sophomore, but could have come up with it. So looking at a 4th down and long, a 4th and 9. A couple of field goals on the season for Sean Martin, but he's not coming out there. The offense stays on for Upper St. Clair.
Farah goes wide left. 4th and 9 at the Bethel Park 24. David Pantelis in motion, gets the handoff. Bounces off a tackle. and is throwing for a loss. Over on downs. Bethel Park gets the ball for a second time. No score. With 8:10 remaining in the first quarter on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Mr. Magic is Pittsburgh's premier car wash. We combine the latest technology, equipment, and detergents to give your car that showroom shine. Stop by any one of our 5 locations or visit us online at MrMagicCarWash.com.
Sweeney leading the offense for Upper St. Clair. Chickett, the quarterback for Bethel Park. And the Panthers, who were forced to punt on their first possession, 3 and out. Chickett, under center. Play action. Over the middle, wide open is Lewis, and he's in. Passes incomplete. Sweeney with good coverage on the play.
Yeah, nice recovery. Lewis has the speed to get it done, and he does line up in the wide out position. I believe he was slot left, just running a post pattern, a fly pattern down the middle of the field. Sweeney did a good job to recover and put his arm up there. Sweeney at 6'2", gets the pass defense.
Evans, Burks, and McGowan are in the game. And quarterback Chickett leaves the game, Chickett rather, is wide to the left. Quarterback is flanked out to the left side on the second down and 10. Here's McGowan. Not quite enough for the first down, but good yardage there, brought down by Shearer from behind. Also on the play defensively, David Pantelis out to the 33-yard line. Bethel Park has it 3rd down and 2.
You will get that with McGowan. I think the Wildcat, that is kind of in vogue in this conference, and it's been kind of effective. We get it again.
Chickett once again is flanked wide, this time to the right, as Burks moves with the formation to the right, and McGowan gets the first down, and he's on his way into Upper St. Clair territory. Spins away from Sweeney for a moment, then Sweeney brings him down. The ball carried all the way to the Upper St. Clair 29-yard line for a gain of 47.
Yep, 47 yards on the pickup. Wildcat, power right. McGowan got through the initial line. It was kind of bunched up there. And then that was just a kind of a foot race. Good job by Sweeney to stay with him and spring him down or wind him down at the 20-yard line. But I mentioned it, 47 yards. So 2 consecutive carries for Sean McGowan. Goes for 55 yards.
First down for Bethel Park. And a whistle just as the ball was being snapped. They snapped to Lewis. No score in the game. Shane Snyder is the referee. Shane, who works for DirecTV. And the penalty, second one of the game against Bethel Park. After the 47-yard run by McGowan, Lewis comes out. Here goes Chickett, the junior quarterback, to set the play. Here we go, 1st down and 15 for Bethel Park. Chickett flanked left. Snap to McGowan. And McGowan picks up a couple of yards to the Upper St. Clair 23-yard line. No score in the game. Approaching the halfway point of the first quarter.
That time a good read. Initial contact, Jake Slinger. And then Harvey Roush, the big defensive end. 6'2", 205 came in. Dropped McGowan down for a 3-yard pickup.
2nd down and 12 for Bethel Park. McGowan picks up a couple of yards on the play, gets inside the Upper St. Clair 20-yard line.
James DeJulius made the play. That was similar to the big 47-yard run running to the right. This time DeJulius, the senior, 5'10", and 220 came in. He was actually engaged with a blocker, Brandon Greco, the tight end. So nice job by DeJulius to force this 3rd and 9.
Tiger Burks in at the last second. Evans out. So Burks is going to be the up man of the I formation on the 3rd down and 9. And a timeout is called by Bethel Park. No score in the game. Upper St. Clair and Bethel Park. 5:09 remaining at period number 1 on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Are you ready? Ready to innovate? Ready to lead? Ready to make an impact? Ready to achieve? Are you ready for success? Pennsylvania's state system of higher education, 14 universities, infinite opportunities for success.
Bethel Park, coached by Jeff Matheny. This is Jeff's 25th year as the Bethel Park head coach. Has been coaching football for over 3 decades. Coached at West Virginia for a while, Waynesburg Central, and Hampton. Jeff Matheny from Masontown, West Virginia. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 9. No score. Bethel Park had a first down at the 20, but then the penalty, and now 3rd and 9. Chickett fires back against the grain. Touchdown, Bethel Park. Sarunas on the receiving end. A 19-yard touchdown pass. Chickett to Sarunas. 6-0.
Tremendous play call, and it's a play fake almost to Sarunas, and the linebacker on the outside bites. It was McClendon, and Sarunas just wheeled out of the backfield on that little wheel route to the right flat. 19 yards later, the Blackhawks are on the board. Extra point is up and good by John Gummo. 7-0 lead for Bethel Park.
5:02 remaining in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Visit and shop at 380 Discount Warehouse, Western Pennsylvania's original discount warehouse where everything's under one roof. Auto and truck parts, accessories, maintenance, and cleaning supplies. Hand tools, power tools, and air tools. Lawn and garden, tools, supplies, seeds, and plants. Pet and wildlife supplies and food. Seasonal and holiday decorations. Bulk goods such as nuts and bolts, chains and rope, seeds, and candy. And don't forget our huge selection of furniture. On the web at shop380.com. On the road on Route 380 in Marysville.
And Gummo will kick the ball away. David and Chris Pantelis back deep for Upper St. Clair.
For Anthony Chickett, 5th touchdown pass of the season. He doesn't have to do a lot running the football. Sarunas had 9 touchdowns. That's his first receiving touchdown on the season, and a beautiful play call by Bethel Park to take the 7-0 lead.
Short kick to the 30. Upper St. Clair ready for its second possession of the night. It kicked to Jaden Keating. Upper St. Clair started its first drive at the 47, but turned the ball over on downs at the Bethel Park 25. So Upper St. Clair at its 34-yard line, trailing 7-0 in this opening period. Orsini, and a couple of yards, maybe 3.
Tiger Burks, one of the 14 seniors being honored tonight. Jared Yantek, another one of those also in there. Orsini, as I mentioned, it can do the job running the football. He's had a great year. Told me a chance to talk to him earlier in the year. This is kind of a new offense that Upper St. Clair has instilled. That 4-yard pickup gives him 21 yards on 3 carries, and they've done a nice job really adapting to it. I think as this season has progressed, Jason Sweeney has just gotten more and more comfortable.
2nd and 6. And Orsini picked up a yard on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Upper St. Clair.
Brandon Cole able to make the stop. This is that modified no huddle. They get to the line of scrimmage, but normally then they'll come out of it and look to a play.
3rd and 5, Sweeney. In trouble and brought down from behind. Back to the 32-yard line for a loss of 7. With Brandon Cole making the tackle.
Dudowski as well on a sack. And there was initial, if Sweeney can get that pass off to the right side quick enough, he can get rid of it. But he tried to roll left and get sacked. First sack of the game for Bethel Park results in a loss of 7.
Sweeney to punt, standing at his 19-yard line. Wooderick is back deep for Bethel Park. Not a good punt at all. Ball goes out of bounds near the Bethel Park 46-yard line. Bethel Park's third possession of this first quarter, leading the Blackhawks leading 7-0 on the touchdown pass from Chickett to Sarunas.
Right at midfield is that punt. This came out the side of the foot of Jason Sweeney. So a good job defensively in the first 2 possessions by Bethel Park. That's in contrast to last week in their 35-0 loss to Peters Township. Peters Township had scored touchdowns on 3 of their first 4 possessions to take a 21-0 lead over Bethel Park.
On the Wildcat, it'll be McGowan to get the snap. Ball at midfield. Evans in motion, coming to the left side to be the lead blocker. A couple of stutter steps and a pickup of 2.
It's a good read by Brandon Shearer, the inside linebacker, the junior. You see in the replay, McGowan came out. Shearer almost overran it, but stayed with it as McGowan hesitated, and Shearer came back in to drop McGowan for the 2-yard pickup.
2nd down and 8 for Bethel Park. McGowan right. Chickett under center on a 2nd and 8. Quick drop. Lobs it up the field, and it's incomplete, intended for Lewis around the 30-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 8 for Bethel Park. That was David Pantelis on the coverage.
So if they reset that pattern, Chickett really didn't take a deep drop at all. He really, maybe a yard, maybe 2 off the line of scrimmage. And that pass on the near sideline with Lewis playing exclusively as a wideout. Just tried to throw it up there, but it was off the mark. So 1 of 3 in this first quarter now for Anthony Chickett, but the one was a big one. It was the game's first touchdown to Luke Sarunas.
McGowan is flanked right and Lewis left. And Chickett from the shotgun on a 3rd down and 8. Looks to the near side and fires, and Lewis fell down, and a flag. Pass interference is going to turn out to give Bethel Park a 1st down. Not that it's automatic in high school football.
And coverage was over there. One of the Pantelis brothers, I believe it was Chris, was on the initial coverage too. And sometimes you'll get tied up like that, and the referees will let it go. Other times you'll see this call, and there was double coverage, but they'll take it. 15 yards and a 1st down for Bethel Park, extends this drive and actually takes the ball inside the 35-yard line of Upper St. Clair to the 32.
McGowan. And brought down by Chris Pantelis. And close to a 1st down for Bethel Park.
Well, Sean McGowan, I mentioned he not had a varsity start. He played tailback in youth football, but then against Moon, he needed to come into the backfield. Ran primarily against Moon as a tailback. We've seen him tonight primarily in the Wildcat formation. We're going to get that again.
2nd down and 1.
Chickett, the normal quarterback, is at the top of your screen, split wide.
McGowan, 1st down, and gets the ball down to the 17-yard line. Orsini on the tackle.
I like the patience shown by McGowan. Gets the snap, and again, it's 2nd, it's short, so you can be patient, but kind of looked right and then reset right. Good blocking up front. He had a nice lane off of right tackle to pick up the 1st down, and inside the 20, once again, are the Bethel Park Blackhawks late in the first quarter.
75 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Bethel Park shut out last week. Has a chance to put up 14 points in the first quarter. McGowan on a 1st down dive forward and loses the football, but the whistle stopped the play, and the ruling from the officials is the ball carrier McGowan was down and brought down to the 12-yard line for a pickup of 5. Chickett to Sarunas for the first touchdown of the game and giving Bethel Park the 7-0 lead after the Gummo extra point. And here are the Blackhawks driving again. Second and 5. 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. McGowan. And close to a first down.
He'll get it.
It is a first down. Third one of this drive for Bethel Park.
Well, they shift Burks to the right, and they also have the regular fullback Evans, Jack Evans, split to the right. So they create a nice little seam for him to run right, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. Blackhawks are on the move, leading 7-0.
Back with more from Bethel Park High School in a moment. Thanks for joining us on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
Will you do a Mr. Magic
opportunity
read
to
when you come back?
transform the future.
Lanny?
Yeah. You want to do
A
it?
leader
You want me
in
to do it or you want-
innovative
you
and
want to do
mobile
it?
technology.
I can do it.
Okay, would you please?
A personalized education tailored for your interests and your goals.
A welcoming community.
A big step up to your dream career.
As a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts university, Seton Hill pushes your education, your abilities, and your career to a higher level. Seton Hill University. This way up for progress, possibility, and a brighter future.
Seven 0 Upper St. Clair, 7-0 Bethel Park, getting ready for the start of the second quarter. Mr. Magic Car Wash is Pittsburgh's premier car wash, serving you with 5 convenient locations in the South Hills. They have multiple wash packages available to keep your car looking its very best. Give your car the works to give it that showroom shine with the added tire dressing and Magic Repel. And remember, there's an easy way to wash your car. Check them out online at MrMagicCarWash.com or visit a location near you. First and goal for Bethel Park at the 6. Evans in motion. Snap to McGowan. And McGowan tumbles forward to the 3. Tackled by McClendon.
10 carries, 92 yards unofficially now for Luke McGowan. That's interesting because they shifted Burks. They put him in motion, or Evans, to the left side, to the opposite side. They ran opposite of power to the near side. And then we got an injury for Bethel Park. That's been part of the stories on the year. Javon Lewis, who had over 300 yards in the opening game win over Woodland Hills. That's Burks, I believe, who's down there. And he got injured.
Upper St. Clair's defense, Jake Slinger, Jeremy Frank, James Deulius, Jake Stevenson, Quinn Murray up front, Nate Ripley, Brandon Shearer, Colin McClendon, the linebackers with the defensive backs, Jason Sweeney and David Pantelis, Chris Pantelis, Antonio Orsini. Also, Jesse Farah gets a good bit of playing time defensively.
Jake Dowell is the injured Blackhawk, the senior at 6'2", 240. Looking at, looks like to be his left leg. I mentioned Lewis, he had 10 touchdowns in the first 3 weeks of the season and had some injury issues. He's back and playing. There's Dow. Get some help to come off to the near sideline.
See who takes Jake Dowell's spot at left guard. It'll be second down and goal for Bethel Park at its 3-yard line.
Michael Conaboy. You see him right there on the screen. Checks in at left guard. Number 50 in the black and orange.
Chickett to McGowan. And McGowan brought down after a gain of a yard. Third and goal coming up for Bethel Park. 7-0 the Blackhawks lead, opening minute of the second quarter.
That was a nice job that time by Chris Pantelis to get in, get on McGowan. McGowan actually took the normal tailback. You see Pantelis right there, number 13. Just came up pressing in from he's a defensive back, but almost was playing as a linebacker right there and got on the back of McGowan before he could get forward, just picking up a yard to the 2.
Check it flank left. He's the normal quarterback, but we've seen a lot of the Wildcat from Bethel Park. 3rd and goal at the 2. McGowan unable to get in. Got to the 1-yard line.
A good job by Upper St. Clair that time to string it out to the left side. McGowan ran, or to the right side. He ran that way on the big gainer earlier. You see a couple of blocks there in Burks, the fullback leading the way, but a lot of white jerseys, including Jake Slinger. Called his name a couple times. And no doubt, I thought Bethel Park would keep the offense out there, and they do on 4th and goal from the 1.
Burks and Evans, the running mates with McGowan. Burks on the move from left to right. McGowan gets in. Bethel Park takes a 13-0 lead. 10-13 remaining in the second quarter.
McGowan deserved that touchdown. He was key on that drive, running predominantly out of the Wildcat. This time was back in the Wildcat with Evans coming to the right. 2 players, Burks and Evans, both get a piece of Colin McClendon, and for Sean McGowan, he gets a 6th rushing touchdown of the season for Bethel Park.
Shoemaker with the long snap. Patrizio, the holder. And the extra point by Gummo is good. Bethel Park 14, Upper St. Clair nothing, with 10-12 remaining in the second quarter on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Bethel Park's first drive was 75 yards. Second drive, 50 yards. And Gummo to kick it deep. Upper St. Clair getting ready for its 3rd possession of the night. The Panthers trailing 14-0.
Well, kind of a miserable night. We've seen the rain coming down a couple times. They're going to go short kick again, not kicking it deep to either of the Pantelis brothers.
Taken at the 20 by Keating once again. Keating's on his way into Bethel Park territory. And Keating is brought down as he got the ball inside the 40-yard line.
That could provide a much-needed spark for Upper St. Clair. This Keating was the up man, did a good job to retreat, and then found a lane on the near sideline. You need that. Generally, your objective is to get the ball and get as much forward as you can. That time, Keating got it all the way to the 39-yard line, so good field position, down 14-0 for the Upper St. Clair Panthers.
41-yard return. Sweeney, pistol formation. Fires over the middle. Floating and almost intercepted, intended for McClendon, and almost picked off by McGowan.
Yeah, hung up there, and you could see that developing, and you could see McGowan coming over, and it was kind of underthrown. McClendon stopped, and McGowan almost had that out of the pistol. You see McClendon in the right slot. That kind of slipped out of the hands and was underthrown, and a good read by McGowan. Doesn't get the INT, but will get credit for a pass defense. He's got the 2nd touchdown of the game. McGowan, the talented athlete, the junior for Bethel Park, 5'10", 170 pounds.
2nd down and 10. Ball dropped by Sweeney, and then he's brought down at midfield.
He dropped the ball, then he got dropped. Nate Curry just shoots through there. I'm not sure if that would have even if Sweeney doesn't drop the ball, he might not have had any time, and He was sacked earlier for a loss of 7 in the drop snap, and then this sack creates a loss of 10. So this drive started inside the 40 at the 39, all the way back to the 48. That's a 9-yard loss, not a 10-yard loss.
3rd down and 19. Farah flanked right. 3rd and 19. Bethel Park leads 14-0. Sweeney looking right, fires, and it is through the hands of Farah.
The coverage was over there. Sauer and Yantek. That wasn't designed to get maybe deep downfield. You're hoping he could shake a tackle, but Farah just dropped that football in the right flat, and so it's a punt, another punt. 3 punts, 3 possessions, 3 punts for Upper St. Clair. 2 punts, 1 down. You're right, thank you.
Waderick back at his 15-yard line. Ball hits at the 17 and will be down at the 2 or 3. Bethel Park ready for its 4th possession of the game, leading 14-0 over Upper St. Clair. Week 9, the final week of the regular season. This is the high school sports coverage of Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Coverage of the Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education. 14 universities, infinite opportunities for success.
$8:52 remaining in the first half. Part of the Bethel Park offense standing in the end zone. And McGowan. Gained up 3 to the 5-yard line. Bethel Park leads 14-0. Chickett, 19-yard touchdown pass to Sarunas, and the 1-yard touchdown plunge for McGowan. And a 2nd down and 7 for the Blackhawks. Lewis flanked right, Chickett left. 2nd and 7. McGowan gets out close to the 10, brought down at the 9. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
David Pantelis and Harvey Roush, good job to find that hole. Nice little cutback. It was designed more of a run to come to left end, but McGowan saw a little bit of hole and cut it back on a nice angle in the near hash. So 3rd and 3. And that run puts McGowan over 100 yards, unofficially 102 yards on 15 carries so far in this first half.
Yeah, not yet to the halfway point of the second quarter. 3rd and 3. And McGowan will not get the first down. Brought down. It's going to make it a 4th and 2. Orsini making the tackle.
That's just a great tackle. Then coming left, you see Burks slide over to wingback left. So you've got Burks and Evans blocking there. Orsini fills the hole perfectly. Makes the tackle, and that's going to force a punt for Bethel Park and should again set up Upper St. Clair good field position. So nice stand to get the 3 and out for the Panthers.
And the punt. Chris Pantelis lets it bounce and then grabs it inside the 40. Gets a block from Farah. Still on his feet. And Pantelis does fight his way into Bethel Park territory. Bethel Park 14, Upper St. Clair nothing. This is the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Introducing Everybody Shops, the informative online store offering a wide range of quality, unique products for your everyday needs, recommended and written about by field experts. Gadgets, gifts, gear, and more. Read, learn, shop. It's all here. Visit everybodyshops.com today.
And we have a penalty on the play. The officials moving the ball back down the field. It was a 4th and 2 for Bethel Park. Shane Snyder, the referee.
So the substitution, they're going to make them. So legal substitution, how about that? That's a crucial penalty. I thought they were going to re-punt it, but legal substitution on Upper St. Clair. You needed 3, you get 5. That's a first down. First down and 10 for Bethel Park.
At its 15-yard line, Lewis flanked out to the left. Chick it under center. I formation for Bethel Park, leading 14-0. Play action. Chick it over the middle and overthrowing Lewis around the 45, in between the 45 and 50-yard line, with David Pantelis back defensively.
It's a post-pattern fly route. Letting your speedster go at it. Not a bad play call after getting a renewed series of downs. You're looking at Upper St. Clair starting at the 59. There you see Javon Lewis, 11 touchdowns, 10 of those rushing. Did have a touchdown reception against West Allegheny. Missed some time, missed about 3 games with a leg injury in the middle of the season, but has had multiple touchdown games in 3 games this year.
2nd and 10. And McGowan trying to move the pile, but as he and his teammates are pushed back, got out to the 18-yard line for a pickup of 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Blackhawks, leading 14-0.
It's very impressed, again, with the patience of McGowan getting that wildcat. What that does, gives you an extra blocker. Normally, if you have a tailback or a shotgun and you hand it off, then the quarterback's out of the play. This chance, when you run the wildcat, gives you a chance to get 10 hats, and your goal is to make your 11th guy make the other guy miss.
3rd and 7. Chickett fires to the near side. It is incomplete. A pass intended for Lewis with David Pantelis on the coverage, and now Bethel Park will once again move into punt formation. 4th down and 7. Bethel Park leading 14-0.
So the penalty took some time off the clock with the 14-0 lead for the Hawks. We'll see how it changes the field position on that illegal substitution. And Woodham at the 49 for Upper St. Clair.
Not a good kick at all. Here's Upper St. Clair trailing 14-0, ready to possess the ball for the 4th time in Bethel Park territory. 14-0 Bethel Park leads on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Are you ready? Ready to innovate? Ready to lead? Ready to make an impact? Ready to achieve? Are you ready for success? Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education. 14 universities. Infinite opportunities for success.
Sweeney to throw down the middle and incomplete, just out of the reach of Chris Pantelis. And back on the coverage for Bethel Park was Patrizio.
And McGowan slid over too. Haven't gotten Sweeney on track. That's 5 straight incompletions, just 1 of 7 for 12 yards. That was a much better thrown ball, but pretty good coverage. Patrizio was there, and that was actually overthrown for Chris Pantelis, the senior. So 3 yards was the change. We mentioned that possession, which before the illegal substitution would have been the 49, it actually improves for the Panthers.
2nd and 10, Orsini gets the handoff and slices his way to the 42-yard line for a gain of 4. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Tyler Timmons, Tiger Burks make the stop on Orsini. I'm going to keep in mind that Upper St. Clair's had several comebacks. They've been a second-half team for a lot of the year. Several of their wins have been come from behind. So no real need to panic just yet because they trail here 14-0 with 4:43 clock turning remaining in the second quarter.
3rd down and 6. Sweeney Fires, it's complete. And a first down for Upper St. Clair with Chris Pantelis making the catch. Just got far enough past the sticks.
Got hit immediately by Fred Sauer. Good job to climb the ladder for Pantelis to go up, and also the good job to identify where the sticks were, that front stick, and ran to where he needed to get to. Picks up the first down for Upper St. Clair, their third of the first half.
4:15 remaining in the first half. Pass complete on the far side to Farah.
Pair of 7-yard completions. Just simple stop routes. Farah went down to make sure he surrounded that. He had a ball slide through his hands earlier. A couple of those incompletions for Sweeney.
2nd and 3. Ball dropped on the exchange from Sweeney to Orsini, and first turnover of the game goes Bethel Park's way. The Panthers were driving, but they turn it over.
Corey Hardinger, the senior, all over that loose football. Bad exchange, and it comes off the hip, the left hip of Orsini. There you see it laying on the ground, and there you see Hardinger getting the turnover. So first turnover of the game benefits Bethel Park. They've got a 2-touchdown lead. They get the ball back late. 3:37 left here in the second quarter. They're on 32 after the game's first turnover.
Check it under center. And McGowan straight forward.
More of your standardized set.
It was not McGowan, excuse me, Sarunas.
Yeah, Luke Sarunas.
Picked up 4 rather. 36-yard line with 3:13 remaining in the first half.
Once again, it'll be Sarunas dotting the I, back with, first of all, a well-deserved break for McGowan, and the standard I back will check it under center.
And Sarunas gets to about the 38-yard line. And it will be 3rd and 4 for Bethel Park.
9 carries now or 9 yards on 3 carries for Sarunas. But Murray makes the stop.
The ball's at the 39. 3rd down and 3. Bethel Park leads 14-0. 2:27 remaining in the first half. Sauer and Waterick are flanked out to the left. Chicken under center. And that is Waterick in motion. Chicken over the middle, almost. It is intercepted. A deflection into the hands of Chris Pantelis.
Well, that was David Pantelis who made the initial play, had the almost interception. Chris Pantelis does come up with the turnover for the Panthers.
Right place, right time. 14-0 Bethel Park leads. 2:03 remaining in the first half on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Mr. Magic is Pittsburgh's premier car wash. We combine the latest technology, equipment, and detergents to give your car that showroom shine. Stop by any one of our 5 locations or visit us online at MrMagicCarWash.com.
Upper St. Clair's had good field position much of the first half, but has yet to score. Sweeney went left, looks back right, but a big loss on the play. That pass to Orsini coming out of the backfield, and Orsini brought down back at the 46-yard line for a loss of 6.
Smothered. Great read by Bethel Park. They went short side with that screen. Really just a naked screen. The linemen just overshot their marks. And it was Yantek
and Cole
who got over there. That's a big start to this drive for the Bethel Park defense.
Minute 25 remaining in the half. Sweeney passes incomplete. 3rd and 16 now. Ball at the 46-yard line of Bethel Park with 1:11 remaining in the first half. Bethel Park leads 14-0. Final week of the regular season. Bethel Park coming into this game with a conference record of 4-2. Upper St. Clair 5-1. Tied for first place with Peters Township and West Allegheny. Well, that seemed to be a rather awkward exchange there from Sweeney to Orsini.
Way delayed. Absolutely, Ryan Anthony Clays, excuse me, right there. No timing at all on that handoff. Orsini took the handoff, was almost flat-footed, and Clays was right next to him for an easy stop and another punt for the Panthers.
Waderick back at his 20-yard line. This kick from Sweeney will come from the Upper St. Clair 45 with 40 seconds remaining in the half. Ball hits at the 20 and is down at the 18. Now Bethel Park, its first 5 possessions, 2 punts, 2 touchdowns, and 1 turnover. 31 seconds remaining in the half. Ball at the 17-yard line. Halftime will give you a little bit of the flavor of high school football with the 2 outstanding bands that will be performing at halftime, Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair. Chickett's going to work under center for what could be the final play of the first half. McGowan. Orsini there on the tackle and helped out on the play by Shearer out to the 24-yard line for a gain of 7. 15 seconds, the clock is moving. And that, my friends, is the end of the first half. On what has turned out to be a pesky weather night for the players and oppressive for the fans. Bethel Park 14, Upper St. Clair nothing at halftime on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Mr. Magic is Pittsburgh's premier car wash. We combine the latest technology, equipment, and detergents to give your car that showroom shine. Stop by any one of our 5 locations or visit us online at MrMagicCarWash.com.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
An opportunity to transform the future.
A leader in innovative and mobile technology.
Personalized education tailored to your interests and your goals.
A welcoming community.
A big step up to your dream career.
As a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts university, Seton Hill pushes your education, your abilities, and your career to a higher level. Seton Hill University. This way up for progress, possibility, and a brighter future.
Are you ready? Ready to innovate? Ready to lead? Ready to make an impact? Ready to achieve? Are you ready for success? Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, 14 universities, infinite opportunities for success.
Visit and shop at 380 Discount Warehouse, Western Pennsylvania's original discount warehouse where everything's under one roof. Auto and truck parts, accessories, maintenance, and cleaning supplies. Hand tools, power tools, and air tools. Lawn and garden, tools, supplies, seeds, and plants. Pet and wildlife supplies and food. Seasonal and holiday decorations. Bulk goods such as nuts and bolts, chains and rope, seeds, and candy. And don't forget our huge selection of furniture. On the web at shop380.com. On the road on Route 380 in Marysville.
TribLive has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment. Lifestyles. Opinion. Weather. Photo galleries. Video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
Thank you to our great customers for voting us.
Halftime at Bethel Park. The Upper St. Clair Marching Band is performing. Bethel Park leads 14-0. Let's go to the Just Levo replay machine and give you the two scoring plays of the first half. 7 minutes into the ball game, Chickett, a 19-yard touchdown pass to Sarunas all alone, and then Gummel with the extra point make it 7-0. Almost 2 minutes into the second quarter, on a 4th and 1, McGowan scored the second Bethel Park touchdown of the game. Gummel the extra point, and so with 10:13 remaining in the second quarter, Bethel Park led 14-0. For Upper St. Clair, 5 possessions, 3 punts, 1 turnover, and 1 over on downs. For Bethel Park, the Blackhawks had the ball 6 times, 2 touchdowns, 2 punts, 1 turnover, and 1 end of the half. Our crew here tonight, pleased to have Just Levo, Sean Stipp, Chelsea Roundtree, Kate Dessert, Kylie Owalk, and Justin Labar supporting Bob and me on what is not a very pleasant Friday night in October. Bob, give our viewers and listeners the feel once again about what we're looking at as it relates to the playoff picture with Upper St. Clair, Peters Township, and Upper St. Clair, Peters Township, and West Allegheny, starting the night, tied for first place with Bethel Park in 4th place.
Plenty of scenarios depending on some of the outcomes. First and foremost in this conference, the Allegheny 8, West Allegheny, Peters Township, Upper St. Clair, Bethel Park have all clinched. The Indians, West Allegheny, Peters Township, also the Indians, and the Panthers here, Upper St. Clair, all 5-1. Bethel Park is 4-2. Moon and Chartiers Valley are out. Woodland Hills and Baldwin are very close. Keep in mind in 5A with 3 conferences and 16 teams qualifying for the playoffs, there is a wild card. So the scenarios break down this way. If West Allegheny, Peters, and Upper St. Clair win, they'll be tri-champions. Then tiebreaker points will come into play. Peters can't get caught, so that'd be first. It would be Peters Township, West Allegheny, Upper St. Clair would be 3rd. Bethel Park would be 4th. If Moon, Upper St. Clair, and Peters Township win, then Upper St. Clair would be 1st, Peters Township would be 2nd, West Allegheny would be 3rd, and Bethel Park would be 4th. If Moon, Upper St. Clair, or West Allegheny, Upper St. Clair, Baldwin win, West Allegheny 1st, Upper St. Clair 2nd, Peters Township 3rd, Bethel Park 4th. It's pretty much 3rd and 4th for Bethel Park. Upper St. Clair could slide in anywhere between 1st and 4th. West Allegheny, Bethel, and Peters win tonight. Peters Township 1st, West Allegheny 2nd, Bethel Park 3rd, Upper St. Clair 4th. If Moon, Bethel Park, and Peters Township all win, Peters again 1st, West Allegheny 2nd, Bethel Park 3rd, Upper St. Clair will finish in 4th in the conference. Of West Allegheny, Bethel Park, and Baldwin all win, West Allegheny 1st, Peters Township 2nd, and on Gardner points, Bethel Park would be 3rd, Peters Township 2nd on Gardner points, Bethel Park 3rd, Upper St. Clair 4th. And just looking down at the bottom of the conference, if Woodland Hills beats Chartiers Valley or Baldwin loses to Peters Township, Woodland Hills would be 5th. Baldwin needs a win and a Woodland Hills loss since they lose the head-to-head. And if Moon wins, both Woodland Hills and Baldwin lose, Woodland Hills would be 5th, having beaten both Baldwin and Moon. Baldwin would be 6th. And again, there's the wild card. So plenty of scenarios. We got 9 weeks, technically 8, and then week 0 throws it into week 9. And all overall in this conference, 3 conferences, Lanny, 28 teams, only 4 were eliminated from a potential playoff spot coming into the final week of the regular season.
I can't tell for certain, but I saw a moment ago that Upper St. Clair had a young lady dressed as a witch, which I guess leads me to believe that The Upper St. Clair Band is playing a song from the great musical Wicked. Have you ever seen Wicked, Bob?
I have not.
Oh, you owe it to yourself to see it.
I'm way behind.
I've seen it numerous times, and I must tell you that the song that ends the first half is titled Defying Gravity, and it is so spectacular that every time I've seen the show, I've said to myself, if the show ended right here, it would still be spectacular. Upper St. Clair, one of the great high schools in the area for a lot of reasons, including the fact that in addition to the Upper St. Clair football team taking part in the playoffs, and as does almost every year since Jim Render has been on board, the Upper St. Clair boys and girls soccer teams are in the WPIAL semifinals. The Upper St. Clair girls soccer team plays Seneca Valley tomorrow at North Allegheny at 5 o'clock. The Upper St. Clair boys soccer team will take on Norwin on Monday. And both of the Upper St. Clair cross-country teams finished in fourth place in the WPIAL championships. Upper St. Clair, by the way, will get the ball for the start of the second half. Jeff Matheny, he and his wife Cindy have two children. Their son Levi, who quarterbacked the Bethel Park football team several years ago, is a redshirt sophomore at Albany. He's a linebacker and leads the team in tackles. And Jeff and Cindy also have a daughter, Kelsey, who works for the Eaton Corporation and lives in St. Louis, Missouri. So just maybe Levi and Kelsey are tuned into our broadcast tonight. If they are, best wishes to both. And Jim and Pam Render, who are dear friends, and they have two sons. Both JT and Eric played for Dad. JT's wife is Wendy. They have two children, Ruby and Roman James. And Eric, his wife is Zoe. They have two children, George and June. I don't know if we've had a chance to really get a good look at it or not tonight, but Jim Render is wearing a cap, or at least he was earlier in the evening. Maybe it's gotten so soaked that he's taken it off, but he has a cap on with the numbers 44622. 44622. The numbers on the front of the cap worn by Jim Render, and I asked him when I was down on the field, why the 44622? That happens to be the zip code of Dover, Ohio, the home of Jim Render. The folks in Dover made sure that Jim got the cap. By the way, if you don't know where Dover, Ohio is, as the Wicked Witch of the West waves goodbye, Dover, Ohio is due south of Canton, Ohio, is just east of Interstate 77, the home of Jim Render. Jim, of course, coached in Ohio for a little while, then was the coach in Uniontown in the 70s, came to Upper St. Clair in 1979, and won his 400th game. And you know, Bob, I must tell you this, you and I worked that game when Jim Render picked up his 400th win. It was August 31st of this year. I will always remember the date of Jim Render's 400th win because August 31st happens to be the birth date of my dad. So I'll always remember that. Bethel Park's band is marching onto the field. Any other thoughts from you, partner, before I move into some other interesting tidbits?
Well, just enjoying the tidbits. So we'll let fans at home know that Mr. Magic Car Wash is Pittsburgh's premier car wash. They're serving you with 5 convenient locations in the South Hills. They have multiple wash packages available. That'll keep your car looking its very best. Give your car the works and give it that showroom shine with the added tire dressing and Magic Repel. And remember, there's an easier way to wash your car. You can check them out online at MrMagicCarWash.com or visit a location near you to keep your car clean, shiny, and dry every time.
Thanks to Dan Sloan, who's the athletic director of Bethel Park, for helping us out tonight. There are a number of great reasons for all of us to be a part of high school sports. We get tremendous support from the athletic directors, the coaches, the players, the officials. Dan Sloan, whose assistant is Jackie Wilcox. And, of course, we needed extra help tonight, what with our coverage, and we're pleased to have the opportunity to bring you the video being streamed live on the TribLive High School Sports Network and also on PCN. Oh!
Well, Paul Simon for you?
Yeah.
That's one of our favorite things to do is check out the bands. The Upper St. Clair band, they started with the Beatles, which is always a way to curry favor from us. I like the Paul Simon selection here for the Bethel Park Band.
This is my favorite Paul Simon song. It is titled "You Can Call Me Al."
Can I?
And for some strange reason, Bob, I know all the words to this song. Have you ever seen the video of Paul Simon and Chevy Chase?
Absolutely.
Well, it is a great video. The song goes something like this. Man walks down the street. It's a street in a strange world. It's a third world. Maybe it's his first time around. Doesn't speak the language. He holds no currency. He is a foreign man. He is surrounded by the sounds. Oh, never mind. But it's a great song. Paul Simon's "You Can Call Me Al."
You can hum a few bars of that if you like.
Well, I do.
Also, it's a really great song, and it's very easy to sing along with. I do, often. There you're seeing the Bethel Park Band dancing out there in inclement weather. I always like that. It's nothing. It gets me excited, like getting to a stadium, a field on a Friday night, and hearing the band either warming up or when they come out. I always like to enjoy those performances. You'll get a chance to see it live here. Bethel Park's band performing tonight at Blackhawk Stadium.
Bob, a moment ago you did such a fabulous job of running down the way things look in Class 5A with the Allegheny Eight. Don't forget now some of the better teams in this classification. Penn Hill 6-0, Gateway 6-0 coming into play, McKeesport, Penn Trafford, Mars, North Hills all 5-1 apiece. Franklin Regional's 4-2. Those are some of the other teams we'll be watching as we move into the playoffs. And for Classification 5A, remember, just 3 weeks of playoffs.
3 weeks of playoffs. And championship games, which are normally held at Heinz Field here in western Pennsylvania, will not be held there for 5A. They'll be at Norwood High School on a Friday night. You mentioned some of those other teams, Penn Hills, Mars, and North Hills in the Northern Conference have clinched playoff spots coming into tonight's action. Gateway, McKeesport, Penn Trafford, Franklin Regional, and Latrobe from the Big East Conference have all clinched playoff spots. Latrobe, by the way, making the playoffs for the first time since 2009. They're
senior night,
honoring some of the senior band members.
14-0 the halftime score. Bethel Park took a 7-0 lead about midway, just a little bit past the midway point of the first quarter on the ticket pass to Sarunas. It was 19 yards, and then the Gummo extra point. And then a couple of minutes, almost 2 minutes into the second quarter, McGowan, a 1-yard touchdown run on a 4th and goal, and then the Gummo extra point.
There's some numbers to supplement the first half. Bethel Park, 146 total yards, 127 of those on the ground. Sean McGowan has been the major contributor. 18 carries. There's a great idea. Bring your own tent to get through the inclement weather. Haven't I thought of that in years past? 18, 114, and a touchdown for Sean McGowan. Here's the more impressive number for Bethel Park. I mean, mentioned it. Was it 5 possessions for Upper St. Clair?
It was 5 for Upper St. Clair, correct.
28 yards of offense for the Panthers in the first half.
And I'd mentioned near the end of the first half that Upper St. Clair had good field position for much of the first half. Upper St. Clair's first drive started at its 47-yard line. Its second at its 34. Its third at the Bethel Park 39. Its fourth came at the Bethel Park 46. And its fifth came at the Bethel Park 40. And yet Upper St. Clair finds itself shut out through 24 minutes and trailing Bethel Park 14-0. This is the 14th meeting in this century between these two schools that Bob Orkwis has told you a couple of times tonight are 2.5 miles apart. Upper St. Clair has won 8 of the 13 during the 21st century. Bethel Park's won 5. Upper St. Clair and Bethel Park didn't play in 2016 or 17 because Bethel Park for the last 2 years had been a 6A school and Upper St. Clair a 5A school. The last 2 wins in this series on the Bethel Park side of the ledger.
It's one of those rivalries we talk about here in western Pennsylvania, these South Hill schools. Mount Lebanon is in that picture. They're 6A. They played against Upper St. Clair earlier in the year. Upper St. Clair beat Mount Lebanon 28-7. That was the first time those two schools had played since 2015, I believe. It was the freshman year for these current seniors for Upper St. Clair, and there's a short distance between those two schools. And a little further up, Route 19 is where Peters Township resides, and they are having a nice rebound year. They were in the playoffs for a few years, but they hadn't been having some great seasons. Last year they had a pretty good season. This year they had one of the teams to look out for coming in, and mentioned that they knocked off Bethel Park last week 35-0. So if Peters Township can win the conference championship, it'll be the first time for the Indians winning a conference championship since 1975. So those four schools are paramount in this Route 19 rivalry here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh.
Bethel Park has one of the better athletic facilities, in my opinion, in western Pennsylvania. And if you've not had a chance to visit the Bethel Park school and witnessed a basketball game at Bethel Park, you really can't call the facility where the Bethel Park basketball teams play a gymnasium. It is more like an arena. It's a fabulous, fabulous facility. And I must tell you that this press box is one of my favorites in western Pennsylvania. Bethel Park leading 14-0 at halftime.
Not sure what's going on the field. A little chaos, a little freestyle going on. And they've recovered nicely. And again, senior night, 14 seniors on the Bethel Park football team, and the cheerleaders were honored before the game. And you just saw the band members get honored here at Bethel Park. And they're all part of the atmosphere that we get to take in Friday nights.
You know, great point you made about the number of seniors on this Bethel Park team, but keep in mind that Javon Lewis is a junior, Cooper Shoemaker's a junior, Sean McGowan's a junior, Tyler Timmons is a junior, highlighting some of the guys that are key players on the offensive side for Bethel Park. Fred Sowers, a junior. Front defensive line, Brandon Cole is a junior. Jack Evans is a junior. William Patrizio is a junior. Alex Dudowski, a junior. By the way, at some point we need to double check and see how Jake Dowell is doing. He was injured during the first half. Next week in 5A, it will be quarterfinals. And then 3 weeks later, the championships. I got that wrong. 4 weeks for class.
4 weeks.
4 weeks for 5A.
It'll be
3 weeks
16
for
teams.
just about everybody else.
Correct. With 16 teams, and it's one of the classifications that get 16 qualifiers out of the 24 teams.
In 6A, there are 9 teams. 6 make the playoffs. And the teams that finish 1-2 have byes. Big game tonight, Pine Richland and North Allegheny. For many years, it was North Allegheny and North Hills that had that great rivalry. Well, now that North Allegheny remains in 6A, or is in 6A for a third year, and North Hills has moved to 5A, the big rivalry is now Pine Richland, North Allegheny. 14-0 at halftime. Bethel Park leads Upper St. Clair. And we'll be back with more in a moment here on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Coverage of the Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education. 14 universities, infinite opportunities for success.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
An opportunity to transform the future.
A leader in innovative and mobile technology.
Personalized education tailored to your interests and your goals.
A welcoming community.
A big step up to your dream career.
As a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts university, Seton Hill pushes your education, your abilities, and your career to a higher level. Seton Hill University. This way up for progress, possibility, and a brighter future.
Mr. Magic is Pittsburgh's premier car wash. We combine the latest technology, equipment, and detergents to give your car that showroom shine. Stop by any one of our 5 locations or visit us online at MrMagicCarWash.com.
Final weekend of the regular season at halftime at Bethel Park. The Blackhawks of Bethel Park lead Upper St. Clair 14-0. Upper St. Clair will get the ball for the start of the second half. Shane Snyder is the referee for this football game tonight. He's an employee of DirecTV. His umpire is Bill Smith, who works as a construction consultant for Crawford Consulting. Got a father-son tandem working this game. The line judge is Bill Miles, who owns a vending business and sells a lot of healthy vending items. And his son Bill Miles, who is a senior at IUP, also in the crew, Zach Messer. Zach Messer is an attorney, and the other member of the crew is Mark Pactorell. Mark is a state trooper and works out of the Washington Barracks. That's the officials for this football game this Friday night. Upper St. Clair to get the ball for the start of the second half and a 14-0 Bethel Park lead. Upper St. Clair had a couple of possessions where it appeared as if the Panthers were going to be driving to score, but we had back-to-back turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, they had a fumble. Upper St. Clair did. And the subsequent drive for Bethel Park, Anthony Chickett was intercepted. Didn't factor in any of the scoring. I mentioned Sean McGowan, 114 yards to pace the way for Bethel Park. We'll see what Upper St. Clair has as far as adjustments. They'll get the ball, as you made mention of, to start the third quarter.
Bob, I talked to you earlier in the day, and you told me that you and your friends from Highmark were out doing some charity work today.
We did. We had a volunteer day at the food bank, one of the food banks around here in Oakland. So we're able to help out with that, packaging some food and helping out. It was fun. Good team bonding. Always enjoy being around my colleagues, and even more so we get a chance to help out within the community. So it was a fun Friday. Had that. And then high school football on Friday night. So you always say, where else would you rather be on Friday night?
I can't think of any other place I'd rather be than watching high school football on a Friday night.
I can't disagree with you one iota on that. This Upper St. Clair getting warmed up. Now I get some adjustments. And again, 28 yards. That's a credit a lot to Bethel's defense, but that's not going to get it done for the Panthers here this evening. So we'll see if they have any adjustments. Again, they've had some good second-half games and some good performances this year during second halves of play.
Upper St. Clair to get the ball. The Panthers, Roman Murgy is the center. James DeJulius is the left guard. Quinn Murray, the right guard. Jake Slinger and Jake Stevenson are the tackles. Harvey Roush is the tight end, with Jason Sweeney as the quarterback. We'll, of course, see an awful lot of Antonio Orsini in a running back position. We've seen Colin McClendon, who throughout his career has seen some running back assignments, but for the most part have seen Colin McClendon and seen him in a wideout position much of the first half. Upper St. Clair's Bethel Park's kicker John Gummo to tee it up at the 40-yard line. David Pantelis is going back deep for the Panthers.
Jake Dowell, we talked about him, was injured at that left ankle injury. It's a little bit gimpy, but it looks like he'll be able to return to action. We'll see it. He's a starter on both sides of the football for the Blackhawks, offensive guard, nose guard, so he would obviously come in the interior of the defensive line if he's okay. The ball is blown off the tee. It's steady. The rain has not quit here this evening.
Not a big run-up for Gummo. One step and go. To Keating again. Third time Keating's gotten the kickoff, 26-yard line, and Keating has had a couple of good run backs in this game, and once again, Upper St. Clair has real fine field position to start the third quarter.
We need to rethink that strategy. The strategy is with the Pantelis brothers, who are deep, and Dahlem as well. They can hurt you. They've been kicking it to the interior line. You mentioned it, just a 2-yard run out for Gummo, but that's 2 straight returns that Jaden Keating, the sophomore for Upper St. Clair, has given them good field position.
1st and 10, Upper St. Clair trailing 14-0. Sweeney, Chris Pantelis, spinning away, trying to get away from the tackle, but cannot. He gets the ball to the 43-yard line, about a yard shy of a first down. Burks was there defensively for Bethel Park. Also Alex Dudowski. Gain of 9. It is 2nd down and 1.
Third catch of the night for Chris Pantelis. 5th completion for Jason Sweeney.
That's what we've seen a good bit from Upper St. Clair, those quick passes. That's what's been successful for the Panthers. Here's another quick drop-off pass to the near side, and Chris Pantelis gets the first down to the 35-yard line.
Same 2. Just simple routes, too. Nothing really fancy. Pantelis is just running and stopping. McGowan was able to force him out of bounds. Also on the coverage was Zach Camella, but you've got to adjust to that if you're Bethel Park, because it's nothing fancy on the first 2 completions here in the third quarter, but it's worked to get the Panthers to the Blackhawks 35.
1st down and 10. Opening minutes of the third quarter. Sweeney, the handoff to Orsini, and there's nothing there. Hardinger, Cole, Dow, they're all part of that front line defensively.
Dow back in there. There you go. It wasn't actually, but you said nothing there, and I have to disagree. Burks was there as well, really. The person who was there was Hardinger. I think number's 56 at 6 foot 235, and just forcing Orsini backwards. So they've done a good job of limiting the run, really stopping the run completely here in this game. The Blackhawks defense has done that.
2nd down and 11. Sweeney look right, now comes back to the left. And the pass is in McClendon on the near side. He was being covered by McGowan. And it's 3rd down and 11.
That's kind of just a secondary read. That is checkdowns for Jason Sweeney. Wanted to go down the field further, and then came to the check down to McClendon to the near side. McClendon is a running back, but he hasn't carried the ball a lot this year as compared to years past. He's been a factor in the passing game, even though couldn't come up with that catch on the near sideline.
Pantelis brothers are flanked right. Sweeney fires over the middle, and it is caught. First down for Upper St. Clair with David Pantelis, who started on the right side of the formation, cut back across the middle. Upper St. Clair has it 1st down and 10 at the Bethel Park 20-yard line.
That's the
gain of 16.
Yeah, 16-yard completion. The first catch for David Pantelis on the kind of a deeper crossing route. You mentioned they were split right. He came across, and Sweeney found him on the numbers, and a first down gets the Panthers to the 20-yard line.
David is a sophomore. His brother Chris is a senior. And Sweeney was ready to throw to David Pantelis, who cut once again over the middle, but Sweeney is throwing for a big loss.
Dudowski. Sweeney was looking right, and the pressure by Dudowski came from behind, and no chance. See Dudowski just getting inside of Jake Stevenson. 3rd sack of the game for Bethel Park. This is a loss of 7 back to the 27.
2nd down and 17. Upper St. Clair trailing 14-0 with 9:12 remaining in the third quarter. Sweeney finds a man around the 17-yard line.
McClendon. What a good catch. I didn't think that ball from Sweeney, it's a gain of 8. Not that is big, but he just threw it out there. I didn't think he had enough strength throwing off the back foot, but McClendon came back and got it. Was hit and tackled immediately by Timmons, but he'll take that as a positive yardage and turns a 2nd and 17 into a 3rd and 9.
3 wideouts to the left for Upper St. Clair. on this 3rd and 9. Over the middle and knocked away. Burks was right there in the center of all of that.
Burks deflected it, and Timmons really feeling like he should have came up with the interception. Well, I think it was Burks, yeah. Attacker, no, check it. It was Hardinger coming up. The guy who deflected it. Burks was the secondary look. Timmons, he wants that one back. Should have had that at the 15. So nice job twice on this drive. Hardinger once defending the run that time, deflecting the pass of Sweeney. 4th and long, no field goal attempt coming out for Upper St. Clair.
4th down and 9, the ball at the Bethel Park 19-yard line. Sweeney under center. David Pantelis. And stumbles down after a gain of a yard, and Upper St. Clair turns the ball over to Bethel Park. 8:16 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bethel Park 14, Upper St. Clair nothing. This is the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Introducing Everybody Shops, the informative online store offering a wide range of quality, unique products for your everyday needs, recommended and written about by field experts. Gadgets, gifts, gear, and more. Read, learn, shop. It's all here. Visit everybodyshops.com today.
Well, Bethel Park turns Upper St. Clair away. Blackhawks lead 14-0. McGowan slanting off left tackle. Upper St. Clair's front line. Murray is there. Number 58, Quinn Murray. And a pickup to the 22-yard line for a gain of 4. Quarterback, the junior Anthony Chickett, who once again, and he has a good number of times in this game, been flanked. This time flanked out to the left with McGowan and the Wildcat to take the snap. Burks in motion. And McGowan put his head down and ran into resistance at about the line of scrimmage. May have picked up a yard on the play. Bethel Park leading 14-0. Chickett a touchdown pass to Sarunas. McGowan a 1-yard touchdown run. Both touchdowns for Bethel Park coming in the first half. It is now 3rd down and 5 for the Blackhawks. Lewis comes in. Burks out. I formation. Evans in front of McGowan and Chickett under center. 3rd and 5. End around. Lewis gets away from one tackler but not the second.
Roush, I believe, it was either Roush or Murray where the initial players come on there, and then it was Chris Pantelis. They did a good job. That was kind of a misdirection. They set up in motion and they brought Burks to the near side. It was Murray who's been active on this drive, who just totally stymied the progress of Lewis, and then it was Pantelis making the tackle, and it'll be a punt situation for the Blackhawks.
This will be Bethel Park's 3rd punt of the game. Grabbed by Chris Pantelis near the 35. Into Bethel Park territory. Pantelis gets the ball. He was tackled from behind, but gets the ball inside the 35 to around the 32-yard line.
Nice job to come from behind by Brandon Greco to make the tackle. Pantelis backpedaling and then just resets. Just really came straight up that far hash mark, the right hash mark, and a good return. Once again, Lanny, field position favoring the Panthers. If they look up with 5:49 to go in this 3rd quarter, they still have the big 0 up there on the scoreboard.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4th time in the game that Upper St. Clair has started a drive in Bethel Park territory. Ball at the 30-yard line. Orsini. Well, he has had a tough time trying to find some running room.
You ain't kidding, partner. The Black Shirts have done a really good job of stymieing Orsini, who That's one of his teammates, Jake Slinger. I guess that foul fell on him. Orsini's going to pick up a yard, but outside of the 16-yard run, his first run of this game, he has found the sledding very tough this evening.
2nd down and 9. 14-0 Bethel Park leads. Sweeney, play action, almost picked off. And a flag on the play, almost intercepted by Yantek.
A good read by Yantek. There was an initial man on the coverage, but I think it's going to be a pass interference call against Bethel Park.
Well, we've had few penalties in this game. Interference against Bethel Park. The line of scrimmage was the 29, moved the ball down to the 14.
It's a crucial penalty. Panthers will take it. Resetting again, actually just inside the 15, as you mentioned.
And this might be the deepest that Upper St. Clair has been into Bethel Park territory tonight. The previous deepest was the 18 during the last drive. First and 10 at the 14-yard line. 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Flag on the play and a whistle. Procedure call. Yeah, the official term is false start. If you talk to high school referees, they'll tell you there is no such thing as illegal procedure in high school football. Ball back to the 19-yard line. I just broke my chair. I'm going to own the Bethel Park School District.
I think it was broke to begin with, so I'll cover for you that
yeah,
one.
Okay, right. First and 15. Sweeney lobs it, caught by Dave Pantelis, and right on a bound just shy of the 5-yard line. And just shy of a first down. It is 2nd and inches. 14-0 Bethel Park, by far Upper St. Clair's best opportunity of the night, with just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Orsini gets the first down.
Great knife in by Yantek, coming from the left side. Yeah, but he only needed one. And they'll take that first down. Good play by Yantek, but the recovery after the penalty is impressive on the pass to Pantelis. Even though the Yantek tackle was for short yard, 1st and goal. Now if you're Upper St. Clair, you definitely need to come away with a touchdown on this drive.
It has been 14-0 Bethel Park since the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. And a timeout is called by Upper St. Clair with a first down and goal at the 4-yard line. Bethel Park leads 14-0 with 4:22 remaining in the third quarter on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Visit and shop at 380 Discount Warehouse, Western Pennsylvania's original discount warehouse where everything's under one roof. Auto and truck parts, accessories, maintenance, and cleaning supplies. Hand tools, power tools, and air tools. Lawn and garden, tools, supplies, seeds, and plants. Pet and wildlife supplies and food. Seasonal and holiday decorations. Bulk goods such as nuts and bolts, chains and rope, seeds, and candy. And don't forget our huge selection of furniture. On the web at shop380.com. On the road on Route 380 in Marysville.
All right, Upper St. Clair has it first down and goal at the 4-yard line after taking a timeout. Jim Render, 406 career wins. Trying to finish this regular season with a record of 6-1 in the conference and 9-1 overall. The lone loss was a close game defeat at the hands of West Allegheny. While on the other side, Bethel Park 5-3 overall, 4-2 in the conference, with losses to West Allegheny and Peters Township. Here we go. straightforward and a good dive close to the goal line. It was Colin McClendon who got the call. That was pretty much your basic T formation for Upper St. Clair. And down to the 1 yard line. 2nd and goal at the 1.
A little power set after the timeout for Upper St. Clair. And McClendon just following Shearer right through the hole between the center and the left guard. Take the 3-yard pickup. Puts them 3 feet away from their first score in this contest.
Yeah, pretty much the same setup. 3 running backs behind Sweeney. And in for the rolling touchdown, Colin McClendon and Upper St. Clair on the board. Now trails 14-6.
Well, this is the T formation. You mentioned 406 wins for Jim Render. They go old school on that drive. And for Colin McClendon, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
Yeah, the extra point by Sean Martin out of the Sweeney hold with Stevenson, the long snapper. 3:36 remaining in the third quarter. Bethel Park 14, Upper St. Clair 7 on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Log on every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the latest high school football news during this week in the WPIAL, only here on the new TribLive High School Sports Network. Join Don Rebel and other members of the TribLive High School Sports Network team as it visits with WPIAL football coaches, plus they run down the upcoming schedule and preview the weekend's top high school football games. That's this week in the WPIAL, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. this fall, only on the new TribLive High School Sports Network.
All right, the 14-7 Bethel Park lead. Upper St. Clair gets the 1-yard touchdown from Colin McClendon. And Martin ready to kick it away from the 40-yard line. And ball goes out of bounds. A couple of options here now for Bethel Park. What it decides to do most likely would take the ball at the 35-yard line. Shane Snyder, the referee, will come over and check with Jeff Matheny. This will be Bethel Park's 8th possession of the night. And we're going to kick it again. Or are we?
Yeah, I think they are going to take it at the 35.
35.
That's the other option. So McClendon breaks the ice for Upper St. Clair. 3:36 remaining here in the third quarter. Now Bethel Park, who, after getting touchdowns on back-to-back possessions, haven't had a lot to write home offensively. They need to try to regain some momentum here on the offensive side of the football.
Evans, the up back, with Chicken under center. McGowan finds some room and went right, then slanted back towards the center of the field and gets the ball to the 43-yard line for a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2 for Bethel Park.
Good job on McGowan to come right. Big hole, actually. Cuts it back. James DeUlius makes the tackle, but a nice hole initially coming near side and then cutting it back the opposite way.
Yeah, the McGowan came off the block of Wooderick. 2nd down and 2. McGowan, first down. Brought down just as he crossed the 45-yard line and brought down by DeUlius. First down for Bethel Park. Bethel Park offensive line, Dudowski, Dowell, Cole, Hardinger, Curry.
You see Dow in there at left guard, limping noticeably, but you got it out. That ankle injury earlier in the game.
Chickett to throw. Finds a man open. Sarunas to the 30, 20, and brought down just as he approached the 5-yard line. 48-yard pass to the running back, Luke Sarunas.
Almost the same pattern as the touchdown earlier. McClendon chasing, but Sarunas has the only 2 catches. The first 19-yarder was the first score of the game in that one.
Well, what a great...
But, McClendon doesn't continue.
Yantek with a great block there.
Gets a great block, but that's a big play. Bethel Park kind of needed that.
1st and goal at the 6. McGowan gets down to the 3-yard line.
There's that Wildcat with the double fullback look. Orsini actually makes the tackle, but McGowan over 130 yards rushing.
2nd down and goal. Upper St. Clair just moments ago got on the scoreboard, and now Bethel Park in position to reclaim a 14-point lead.
McGowan dots the I this time.
And is met immediately by Chris Pantelis.
That's really, really a great job by Pantelis. Get a safety. And Playmore's a linebacker. He's right there in the hole when McGowan takes the handoff. Tries to go left, and Pantelis is just too quick for Jack Evans.
3rd down and goal at the 5-yard line. Remember, Bethel Park's 2nd touchdown of the game came on a 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. Chickett is flanked out to the left, the quarterback. 3rd down and goal. Burks shifts from left to right. McGowan will face Burke and flips the ball in the air to Burks. Touchdown. Burks in motion and open for the little lob pass from McGowan, and Bethel Park leads 20-7.
Trickeration, my friend, trickeration. They go Wildcat, and McGowan looks like he's going to run right. Just kind of pushes it out there in the end zone, and Burks, it wasn't clean, but he'll take it. That touchdown for Tiger Burks, his first of the year, and the extra point snap is not good.
And Patrizio tried to do something with it, but could not. 20-7, as the extra point attempt is no good, with 48 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. West Allegheny tonight, playing at Moon. Peters Township hosting Baldwin. Remember again, Upper St. Clair, Peters Township, West Allegheny all started the day in conference play 5-1. Bethel Park 4-2, Baldwin 2-4, Woodland Hills 2-4.
I mentioned they needed an answer. At least a drive with a couple of first downs, and Bethel Park will take it. They go 65 yards. Big play, of course, the 48-yard catch and run by Sarunas from Chickett. And then McGowan in the Wildcat. Fakes run right. Versus first touchdown pass of the season to Tiger Burks, who has to be on our all-name list. And the senior on senior night has the Blackhawks on top by 13.
All right, let's see if this kick goes to Keating again.
Well, they're angling it right. Yeah, Keating is at the 30. Nope.
Trundled. And here's Upper St. Clair, once again hoping to have good field position. Not too bad at all.
Sure. Well, you're sacrificing the deep kick for that. At least this time they adjusted because Keating had those 2 good runs, and Shearer did a good job to just take it straight up on the far hash mark. So
8th possession for Upper St. Clair. The Panthers have had the ball in Bethel Park territory to start drives 4 times, and 3 of the other 4 times started with the ball between the 40 and 50-yard line in Upper St. Clair territory. Sweeney, low snap, handles it. And here's David Pantelis spinning away from a tackle. almost close to a first down. I guess that's redundant, isn't it? It is close to a first down. Gets into Bethel Park territory.
Third catch. Good pattern. You'll see at the end here, because Pantelis actually, Yantek had good coverage, and Pantelis was kind of even with Pantelis, and there was a late move on that pass out on the right sideline to get away from Yantek and create that space for the 8-yard pickup. Actually called a 9-yard pickup.
2nd and 1.5.
Or 8.5.
32 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Sweeney, quick pass, first down. And David Pantelis gets the ball inside the Bethel Park 40-yard line to the 37. It's what's been most effective for Upper St. Clair tonight, those quick out routes. On the tackle, Yentak. Ball at the 37-yard line. First down and 10 for the Panthers, trailing 20-7. 3 wide outs to the left side, which is the open side of the field. Sweeney, handoff to Orsini, and that's been pretty much a familiar story. Orsini, when he's gotten the handoffs, has been able to do very little. Brought down to the 39-yard line. 20-7, Upper St. Clair leads. We're at the end of the third quarter. Thanks for joining us on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Coming up after the game, it's the High School Sports Network Scoreboard Show. Our own Dawn Rebel has scores from around the WPIAL and analysis from our teams all across Western Pennsylvania. Watch on Trib, HSSN.TribLive.com, or on over 15 affiliate radio stations around the region starting at 9:30.
On a rainy night, let's talk water. Let's talk car wash. Mr. Magic Car Wash, Pittsburgh's premier car wash, serving you with 5 convenient locations in the South Hills. They have multiple wash packages available to keep your car looking at its very best. Give your car the works to give it that showroom shine with the added dressing and Magic Repel. And remember, there's an easy way to wash your car. Check them out online at MrMagicCarWash.com or visit a location near you to keep your car clean, shiny, and dry every time. Start of the fourth quarter, Upper St. Clair has the ball trailing by a 20-7 score. At the Bethel Park 39-yard line, it is 2nd down and 2. Farah, David Pantelis, and McClendon are the wideouts left. Orsini in the backfield. Just to the right of the quarterback, Sweeney to throw on 2nd and 2. Over the middle to Chris Pantelis at the 15. And Pantelis gets inside the 10. 1st and goal for Upper St. Clair.
Well, good pattern. And watch Sweeney kind of looking a little bit to his left and then came back right on the crossing route. Pantelis was wide open in front of Zach Camella. That's a big pickup, forcing the 1st and goal 30-yard pickup on the hookup from Sweeney to Chris Pantelis. It was Chris, right?
It was Chris. 1st and goal at the 9. Sweeney looks left. Pass is incomplete. Deflected up in the air. Chris Pantelis, the intended receiver. Sauer was there. Also Burks.
Very close to being intercepted. Almost deflected at the line. Sauer was, as he should, did a nice job of focusing on the receiver. Sauer, the junior quarterback, but cornerback. McGowan was over there, possibly looking to poach an interception on that play.
2nd down and goal at the 9-yard line. Upper St. Clair driving and trailing 20-7. Sweeney lobs it for the end zone, and it is incomplete. Then McGowan on the coverage, and the pass intended for Farah. No, it wasn't McGowan on the coverage. Excuse me. That was Zach Camella.
Yeah, Camella. The snap was high, and that sort of threw the timing off. And then there was a player in the right flat for Upper St. Clair. I'm going to say that might have been McClendon out of the backfield. And I think Sweeney did a good job to spot Farah in single coverage and threw it up where Farah had the best chance at it in the back corner of the end zone, even though it fell incomplete.
3rd and 9. 3rd and goal at the 9. Sweeney. End zone pass for McClendon. It is incomplete.
That
was McGowan.
Yes. McGowan on the coverage with McClendon. I think McClendon started left and came right across the goal line. There was a player open on the opposite side of the field, but Sweeney was coming near side and couldn't get back to throw there. Upper St. Clair. That shows you the importance of this drive. They take a time out here on 4th and goal from the 9.
11:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bethel Park took a 7-0 lead on the Chickett pass to Sarunas 7 minutes into the game. 2 minutes into the second quarter, McGowan a 1-yard touchdown run on a 4th and goal. Gummo a couple of extra points in the first half and a 14-0 lead for Bethel Park. Upper St. Clair dented the scoreboard with 3:36 remaining in the third quarter. McClendon a 1-yard touchdown run. Martin the extra point. And in the final minute of the third quarter, McGowan a lob touchdown pass to Burks, 5-yarder. The extra point was not good. Bethel Park leading 20-7. 46 seconds into this fourth quarter. Playoffs start next Friday night. Don't forget, coming up on the TribLive High School Sports Network after this game, Don Rebel will have all the scores, and no one does a better job of mapping out how the playoff picture looks than Don Rebel. 4th down and goal at the 9-yard line. Orsini just to the left of Sweeney. That's McClendon in motion. Pass over the middle, touchdown, Upper St. Clair. That slant route with Chris Pantelis. 9-yard touchdown pass. Chris Pantelis, the receiver of the Sweeney pass.
Good play call. You see, man comes in motion, and there it is, McClendon. So trips actually were right. They didn't look that way at all. They went lefts, a little down and in at the goal line. A post pattern type deal there, and Pantelis in front of the defensive back makes the catch. The Panthers answer.
And the extra point being good with 11:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bethel Park 20, Upper St. Clair 14. Back with more in just a moment.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
An opportunity to transform the future.
A leader in innovative and mobile technology.
A personalized education tailored to your interests and your goals.
A welcoming community.
A big step up to your dream career.
As a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts university, Seton Hill pushes your education, your abilities, and your career to a higher level. Seton Hill University. This way up for progress, possibility, and a brighter future.
And Waterick with a kick return. Brings the ball back to the 17-yard line. So Upper St. Clair now trailing by 6. Bethel Park has the ball for its 9th possession of the night and starting this drive at its 17-yard line.
Big second out for Jason Sweeney. 104 yards throwing the football. And that big touchdown to Pantelis. So got it interesting. Panthers didn't have anything to write home about offensively in the first half. They're going back and forth. I look like a broken play with Chickett.
Didn't look right, did it?
I'm sure. The key is that he lost the handle. Was able to get that before it even hit the turf. So
loss of 2.
Take that. That's the lesser of the two evils.
Second down and 12.
Both teams with a turnover. Upper St. Clair has fumbled the ball away on one possession. Chickett was intercepted. Those are the only 2 turnovers, and we played in a steady rain.
Snap to McGowan. And McGowan off right guard. Picks up about 3 yards. And to the 19-yard line, it's a pickup of 4.
Nice tackle at the end of that play by Harvey Roush, the senior defensive end. He was engaged with a blocker with his left arm and then was able to reach back with the right arm to bring McGowan down.
3rd down and 8. Well, if the Upper St. Clair defense can make a stop here, it would once again be probably in good field position if it forces the Bethel Park punt, and we've got a timeout. Bethel Park calls the timeout with 9:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bethel Park 20, Upper St. Clair 14.
It gives us an opportunity to let you know that Mr. Magic Car Wash is Pittsburgh's premier car wash. They're serving you with 5 convenient locations in the South Hills. They have multiple wash packages available to keep your car looking its very best. Give your car the works and give it that showroom shine with the added tire dressing and Magic Repel. And remember, there's an easier way to wash your car. You can check them out online at MrMagicCarWash.com or visit a location near you to keep your car clean, shiny, and dry every time.
It will be 3rd down and 8. Bethel Park led 7-0 after the first quarter, 14-0 at halftime. It is now 20-14 Blackhawks.
So put on your offensive coordinator hat. What do? Chickett has had just 2 completions, both to Sarunas, and it's a 3rd and long, and you're inside your own 20. What do you do if you're Bethel Park? Do you stay with the run, which McGowan has been the man running the football, or do you try to put it in the Chickett's hands?
We'll get an answer in just a moment.
We sure will, won't we? Looking for Sarunas, and he's in the game. He's to the left in the shotgun formation with Chickett.
Left of Chickett, McGowan is right. Chickett looking to the left, lob pass to Sarunas, and Sarunas gets the first down. Well, close to it.
He's right near that stick.
It's the 3rd time we've seen Sarunas able to get behind a defender.
And this time it was almost like they knew it was coming. Here's Sarunas to the left, and Roush stayed on the coverage. He shucked him, and he followed him, and he makes the tackle. And I think we're going to get we got to get a measurement, and we got a flag at the end of that.
No, I think that was just a flag that the official inadvertently dropped.
Oh, it's a part of the equipment. That's a 1st down. Didn't really see that markup, but about all 3 completions tonight for Anthony Chickett to Sarunas, and they convert. That's big.
McGowan out to the 34-yard line for a pickup of 7. 20-14, Bethel Park leads. We've seen a lot of this tonight.
Yeah, they move Burks. He sets up wing, either right or left. And then they have Evans as the fullback in front of McGowan in the Wildcat. And he follows the lead of 37 and 44. He's followed it well.
Quarterback Chickett flanked out to the right side on a 2nd down and 3. McGowan. 1st down. Heading for the end zone. 30, 20, and bounced out of bounds by Sweeney, or by David Pantelis.
That's great speed by Pantelis. They were looking at a 66-yard touchdown. If not, still a huge run for McGowan on the Wildcat coming to the left. 59-yard pickup for McGowan. There it is. Good block right there by Burks. And then there's Evans. Evans came into the hole with no one to block. He sort of took a chip on Pantelis, Chris Pantelis. It was David Pantelis who used his speed to run down McGowan and shoulder him out of bounds at the 7.
With 8:23 remaining in the fourth quarter. 1st and goal at the 7 for Bethel Park. McGowan scores, but there's a flag on the play coming from this near side official. And it's a hold call against Bethel Park.
The flag dropped at the 4, so it'll be a spot foul. McGowan was able to waltz into the end zone, and there's the reason why. A little grab right there. It's a 6-point game because of a mixed extra point. Now, if you're Bethel Park, one thing to keep in mind, too, if you have a real good field goal kicker, and John Gummo, and you're easily within his range, even though the conditions aren't great. He's got 4 field goals. So a field goal on this drive, if Bethel Park can't get into the end zone, would make it a 2-possession game.
First and goal at the 14. And McGowan stood up as he approached the line of scrimmage.
And that was Chris Pantelis. He's been really good. I mentioned he's a safety, but he's almost playing like a rover. It just came right up in the hole. McGowan actually hit into his own blocker initially. That was Burks who kind of stymied him, and then there is Pantelis with some help from DeJulius. But I've been really impressed with Chris Pantelis' play from the safety position tonight.
Second down and goal at the 14 for Bethel Park. Leading by 6. Approaching the midway point of the fourth quarter. McGowan. And he runs into resistance as he approaches the 10-yard line. It's going to be third and goal at the 10.
I would expect to maybe see the same kind of run. You're running right up the gut, so you're keeping the ball in the middle of the field. So if you fail, you're setting up a straight-on attempt for John Gummo. Sarunas will bring the play in from the sideline. Let's see if Chickett gets the go into the backfield. Plenty of times in this Wildcat he's gone as a wideout. This time he's going to go under center.
And McGowan's flanked out to the left. Third and goal at the 10-yard line for Bethel Park. Quick drop and a lob pass for the end zone. It is incomplete. The pass intended for McGowan.
I didn't see it coming. Fortunately for Upper St. Clair, Sweeney did. That's trying to catch Upper St. Clair by surprise. You mentioned it. You mentioned McGowan split to the left on the wideout, and that's just a timing pattern to one of your better athletes in Sean McGowan. And Sweeney actually didn't see it coming either. He hit him in the back of the helmet.
Here's Gummo coming out now for a field goal attempt. Patrizio is the holder. This will be from the 17-yard line. A 27-yard field goal attempt for Bethel Park. Snap is not handled cleanly, and Gummo is brought down around the 20-yard line. Bethel Park trying to make it a 2-score game, but the snap on these on this wet night, and Upper St. Clair will get the ball trailing by 6. Back in a moment.
Are you ready? Ready to innovate? Ready to lead? Ready to make an impact? Ready to achieve? Are you ready for success? Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, 14 universities, infinite opportunities for success.
Sweeney on a 1st and 10 from the 20. Chris Pantelis comes back to the ball and gets the first down out to the 32-yard line. By the way, this is the poorest starting position for Upper St. Clair on the evening from its own 20-yard line.
They were fortunate, the Panthers were on that play, because Sweeney just threw it up. You mentioned Chris Pantelis coming back to the ball. And that's not what you want to do in that situation, just throw it up there, but you'll take it. Good job by Pantelis, the senior, to come back and pick up 12. That's his 7th catch on the night.
Halfway point of the fourth quarter. Sweeney looks left, and his pass is incomplete. With Sauer on the coverage, the pass to Chris Pantelis, 2nd down and 10.
I've seen that a lot. Sweeney looks right or looks left, and really a lot of the patterns, not fancy. It's either Pantelis, Chris, or Pantelis, David, just running short patterns like that, and that pass was overthrown. Maybe fortunately, because it was really good coverage by Fred Sauer. Trips go left this time for the Panthers.
The lone wide out to the right side is Chris Pantelis on a 2nd down and 10. Fake to Orsini. The pass deflected towards Farah, but Farah diving for the ball could not make the catch. And he was at the 45, which would have given Upper St. Clair a first down, but now it is 3rd and 10.
Well, that was very close to being intercepted as well. Overthrown a little hard on the underneath route. It slipped through their hands. Yeah, Sauer was coming in. Farrah got there first. Well, that would have been an interesting catch. We've seen that happen a couple times on deflected balls this evening. So a huge 3rd and 10 in a 6-point game here in the fourth quarter.
Chris Pantelis left, Farrah and David Pantelis right. 3rd and 10, Sweeney near side roll is going to run for it and is not going to get the first down. He is going to be shy by 3 yards.
Good tackle by Burks. And Burks is initially the linebacker, or Yantek. Listen, looking at coverage, and then Sweeney decides to run it. Coming to the right side, no one open, tucks it under if he gets past the initial pressure. And it was Tiger Burks.
4th and 4.
Don't question yourself, Bob.
4th and 4. Sweeney to punt with McGowan back standing inside his 35. Oh, a terrible kick. Ball goes out of bounds near the Bethel Park 40.
Keep this in mind, too, if you're looking forward with 5:12 to go. 5:11, Lanny, that Upper St. Clair has already taken 2 of their 3 timeouts in the second half on a couple of their scoring drives.
Ball at the Bethel Park 40-yard line. Bethel Park led 14-0 at halftime. It was a 20-7 game after 3, and now it's 20-14. Quarterback Chickett flanked out to the right, the familiar formation from Bethel Park, with the 3 running backs and McGowan in the middle. And McGowan gains about 3 yards on the play. He was tackled by Orsini.
Just want to throw this out there that the top team in the state, as far as 3A, Aliquippa, has gone down for the first time. And they haven't even been in any close games this year. Central Valley knocks off Aliquippa 14-8. So that'll throw a monkey wrench into the scoreboard show plans.
2nd down and 7. Bethel Park has the 6-point lead with 4:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Once again, quarterback Chickett flanked out to the right. McGowan to get the snap. And McGowan able to slice his way to the 47-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3.
That's your basic power football. We've seen it a lot. Again, they set up Burks, Evans. Look at Evans at the back of that, just pushing McGowan from behind for a couple extra yards. So 3rd and 3 at the logo.
4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. 20-14, Bethel Park leads. McGowan. And he is brought down, hit immediately by Shearer, and then spun away, but it's going to bring a 4th down up for Bethel Park.
Brings him down for no gain. You hit the nail on the head. It was Brandon Shearer, the junior inside linebacker, filled the hole. They set up with, again, the man in motion. I think it was Evans this time to come to the near side. There it is right there. Shearer hits McGowan, and that allows time for Chris Pantelis to come over and finish the deal. I think Bethel Park is looking to wind this down and take a timeout.
Play clock down to 13 right now. 3:08, as you can see, remaining in the fourth quarter. Play clock at 3. And there's your timeout. Part of the story here tonight, Upper St. Clair, most of his possessions with great field position. And yet, if indeed we're about to see a punt, a good chance that Upper St. Clair, unless it gets a great punt return, is going to have to march a considerable length of the field.
And like Upper St. Clair teams in the past, where a lot of those were run-dominated teams, they can throw the football, so keep that in mind. Sweeney is over 100 yards throwing the football tonight. So he's throwing a touchdown to Chris Pantelis. And the conditions aren't great as far as that concerned. So keep in mind that the reason we're in this situation with 2:55 to go, Lanny, is a punt or an extra point snap that Bethel Park couldn't handle, or would be a 7-point game. And then they were going for a field goal on their last possession, where the Blackhawks, to make it a 2-possession game, and that snap was also mishandled in this rain.
Here's the punt, low snap. Chris Pantelis lets the ball hit, and it goes out of bounds. So here's Upper St. Clair with 2:50 remaining in the fourth quarter, trailing by 6.
At their own 25. I like the idea that Bethel Park kicks it away from Pantelis, but you could have maybe tried to better angle it. So you've got 75 yards to go. If you're the Panthers, you've got one timeout, and you've got 2:48.
Yeah, one timeout remaining for Upper St. Clair. There is no such thing as a 2-minute warning in high school football.
So strap in. Clock will stop temporarily. Out of bounds will stop it, but first downs will stop the clock temporarily as well, and they can also spike it on this drive if need be.
Sweeney. A stop-and-go route, and the pass is incomplete. Chris Pantelis came down, stopped, and then tried to break free but could not.
A little double move, and Chris Pantelis is signaling to the quarterback on that play. One of the players involved in the coverage was Patrizio. Interesting. I'm thinking you want to maybe try to drive it down the field, but that's a play where you're looking on a down out and then a go on the double move, the stop and go, as you called it, Lanny. That's a play designed to get big yardage.
Chris Pantelis flanked left. Farah, David Pantelis, and McClendon right on a 2nd down and 10 with Dave Pantelis in motion. Sweeney rolling, fires. It is incomplete over the head and over the hands of David Pantelis. 3rd down and 10 for Upper St. Clair at the 25 with 2:37 remaining.
A lot of times in this game, Sweeney he's got good steam, a little high. And again, I'm sure the weather has something to do with his incompletions, but just a tad off the mark. And now you can't do that. You're obviously looking at 2 downs, I believe, with just one timeout. Definitely no belief there, Bob. Definitely 2 downs to get 10 yards for the Panthers.
That's McClendon in motion. Sweeney to McClendon, and it's incomplete.
Well, there were 4 black jerseys. It was 4 around that ball near midfield, but 5 or 3 really close on the coverage. And Sweeney threaded that as he rolled opposite side. Look, see, he got that in there. There were 4 black jerseys. In the middle of those was McClendon. And really, that's maybe a catch that McClendon maybe should have had. So it's 4th and 10, and this would be the cliche, but it's true. This is your ball game.
4th and 10 with 2:30 remaining, and Upper St. Clair takes a timeout here. Its final timeout of the half. Here tonight, Bethel Park took a 7-0 lead with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. A Chickett 19-yard touchdown pass to Sarunas. 2 minutes into the second quarter, McGowan a 1-yard touchdown run. It was 14-0 at halftime, Bethel Park. And then Upper St. Clair scored McClendon a 1-yard touchdown run with 3:36 remaining in the third quarter. Final minute of the third quarter, McGowan a 5-yard touchdown pass to Burks. The extra point was not good. It was 20-7 after 3. And Upper St. Clair picked up its second touchdown of the night, a 9-yard touchdown pass to Chris Pantelis. Extra point was good, 20-14. And that's what we're looking at right now in this final 2:30 of the fourth quarter.
I remember earlier I asked you to put your offensive coordinator hat on, and I took the pressure off you, and they got a first down to Sarunas. I'm thinking a crossing route with one of the Pantelis brothers, depending on which side of the field they line up.
4th down and 10 at the 25-yard line. David Pantelis goes left. Chris Pantelis is right. Sweeney in the shotgun. Sweeney in trouble, and he's down.
That is Yantek. Jared Yantek. And Bursos Yantek. That's a fourth sack of the game, and none bigger than that. But Burks on senior night has been effective. He's got a touchdown pass. He's really good as an inside linebacker. He gets a partial sack there with the Yantek. And he's been great as a blocker tonight for McGowan in that Wildcat.
Chickett, handoff, McGowan, and McGowan is brought down by Orsini. Gain of a yard on the play, and we're down to 2:15. Upper St. Clair cannot stop the clock.
Looking for just the first down. Good job by Orsini. Some help late there. But with your Bethel Park, first and foremost, you want to secure that football. You do not want to turn it over at all in this weather.
Direct snap to McGowan. And he gets to the 18-yard line. 3rd and 7 coming up. 3rd and 7.
As they reset the ball here. You'll be able to tick it under a minute if you're the Blackhawks. And then even without picking up a first down, you're looking at 20-plus seconds for the Panthers. A first down, of course, seals the deal for the Hawks.
Final minute of the fourth quarter. Bethel Park by 6. And McGowan takes it down to the 15-yard line. It is going to be 4th down and 6. 50 seconds remaining. The play clock has not started yet. Now it does. So it'll be down to about 16 seconds with a 4th down and 4.
Bethel's going to let it wind down and take their final time out.
Bethel Park grabbed the lead about just a little past the midway point of the first quarter. Bethel Park's timeout, 16 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. This is the 14th meeting of the century between Bethel Park and Upper St. Clair. First 13 meetings, Upper St. Clair won 8, Bethel Park won 5. If Upper St. Clair loses tonight, it would be 5-2 in the conference. Bethel Park would be 5-2. West Allegheny started the night 5-1, playing at Moon tonight. Peters Township 5-1 in the conference, home to Baldwin. And Don Rebel will have all the scores from around western Pennsylvania. Once again, our thanks to our crew led by Justin Labar, Jess Lebo, Sean Stipp, Chelsea Roundtree, Kate Dessert, and Kylie Owalk. On the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN. And it's a 4th down and 4. McGowan. And there's your ball game. First down.
Well, fitting. McGowan has been the workhorse all night in the Wildcat. And fitting that he picks it up and gets the first down, and Bethel Park rebounds from a bad loss last week to defeat Upper St. Clair tonight here on senior night.
Final score, Bethel Park 20, Upper St. Clair 14. This is the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Coverage of the Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education. 14 universities, infinite opportunities for success.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
An opportunity to transform the future.
A leader in innovative and mobile technology.
A personalized education tailored for your interests and your goals.
A welcoming community.
A big step up to your dream career.
As a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts university, Seton Hill pushes your education, your abilities, and your career to a higher level. Seton Hill University. This way up for progress, possibility, and a brighter future.
Mr. Magic is Pittsburgh's premier car wash. We combine the latest technology, equipment, and detergents to give your car that showroom shine. Stop by any one of our 5 locations or visit us online at MrMagicCarWash.com.
Bethel Park finishes its regular season with a 20-14 win over neighbor Upper St. Clair. The scoring of the ball game, Upper St. Clair spotted Bethel Park to a 7-0 lead with 5:02 remaining in the first quarter. Chickett, a 19-yard touchdown pass to Sarunas. Gummel with the extra point. And then in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter, it was McGowan on a 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. Gummel the extra point, 14-0 was the score at halftime. Upper St. Clair scored its first touchdown. The 1-yard touchdown run by McClendon, extra point good by Martin. But Bethel Park on the next possession came back. The flip pass from McGowan to Burks. The extra point was not good. It was 27 Bethel Park after 3. Then Chris Pantelis, the recipient of the 9-yard touchdown pass from Sweeney. The extra point was good. And Upper St. Clair trailed by a score of 20-14, and that turns out to be the final score.
Well, a lot of this game tonight about a couple things. The defense of Bethel Park, they did up 120 yards in the second half. Good recovery, too, by Jason Sweeney, who ends up with 141 yards and a touchdown. But Sean McGowan in that Wildcat, 37 carries, 230 yards and a touchdown for Bethel Park. So you add that number into the fact that 226 of their 306 total yards, Lanny, came on the ground. You get this number out of it. 30 minutes and 22 seconds on the time of possession for Bethel Park. They had the ball 30 minutes and 22 seconds as compared to 17 minutes and 38 seconds for Upper St. Clair. So Upper St. Clair doesn't get a chance to finish the tops in the section. Don't have the other scores out there. You have to tune into the scoreboard show for that one. But Bethel Park, I think, puts a good, solid grasp on the third position, finishing third place here in the Northern Eight Conference.
Yes, indeed. Don Rebel will have all the scores coming up and give you all of the playoff scenarios as we get ready to close down the regular season and open the playoffs. 6 classifications. Some classifications with just 3 weeks of playoffs, some teams with 4 to look at.
Got a good recover. I wonder what you had a chance to. I read some quotes by Jeff Matheny after losing 35-0 to Peters Township last week, and you had a chance to talk to him, and you talked to, you alluded to it when we did our pregame hit with Don Rebel here on the TribLive High School Sports Network, and you asked him how he was doing.
Yeah, how he was doing after
he wasn't
that
doing well
loss.
after that. So I wonder what he said to his team, because they had a lot of fight and spark, and they went to the Wildcat, and that's a nice comeback for Bethel Park, a good confidence-boosting win as they head into the 5A playoffs.
So Bethel Park finishes the regular season 6-3 overall, 5-2 in the conference. Upper St. Clair finishes the regular season 8-2 overall and 5-2 in the conference. Stay with us along the TribLive High School Sports Network for Don Rebel and the Scoreboard Show. Once again, we want to thank our entire crew for a fabulous job on a soggy Friday night in Bethel Park. And the final score, Bethel Park 20, Upper St. Clair 14. Thank you for joining us as we bid you a very pleasant good night on the TribLive High School Sports Network and PCN